is super important to us, and we'd specifically like to call out our amazing parents and for not only being so great throughout the wedding planning process, but also for their guidance and love throughout our lives. Our parents have been together for a combined total of 91 years. Shown us what it's like to be a committed, trusted, and loving partner, and for that we're forever grateful. The next person we'd like to thank is the reason why we're all here tonight, and that's Shannon Karchis. Shannon is the one who introduced us 4 years ago, and I can't thank her enough for uniting the only 2 Jews she's ever known. We love you so much and are forever indebted to you. We'd also like to thank all of you. Santa Barbara was the first trip Alex and I took together, and we immediately fell in love with it. We know it's not the easiest place to get to for so many East Coasters, but we hope you'll fall in love with it while you're here. In addition to this being where we took our first trip together, it's also where I realized Alex loved me for me. Let's just say our attempt at a casual hike quickly turned into a steeper one that I had hoped for, and a slight panic attack ensued on my end, of course. Alex had no problem turning around with me and leading me back to the hotel pool where I was much more comfortable. From then on, I knew he just got me. With all of this said, it's hard to put into words how happy we are to have all of you here tonight. Thanks to all of you for helping us kick off the festivities, and we're so excited to keep the celebrations going all weekend. Now I'll be turning it over to the Master of Ceremonies, Sean Nicholson.
That's a good start. Thanks, guys. I want to start off by thanking both the Shermans and the Focheks for what is shaping up to be an amazing weekend. This all wouldn't be possible without you, so thank you. I'd also like to thank our happy couple for the incredible honor of emceeing this rehearsal dinner, as well as the crippling anxiety that accompanies public speaking. Nevertheless, I'd like to welcome you all to what promises to be undoubtedly, without a doubt, the happiest weekend of Neil's life. For those of you who don't know me, I am Arielle Fochek's best friend. No matter what anyone says up here, I am her best friend. Well, I will talk about my relationship to the couple shortly. For context, I've been friends with Alex for nearly 15 years and lived with him for more than 6 months. And it's been one of the greater joys of my life, having Alex as a friend and getting to know Arielle as the relationship has developed. But let's cry about that later. The first thing I want to do, I want to introduce our first speaker, along with a little game I'd like us to play this evening. Every time you hear the word Ridgewood, Allentown, Lehigh, Dartmouth, or Alex Oliver, take a sip of whatever is in front of you. First up, I'd please like to welcome Alex Oliver.
So Sean stole one of my jokes, but I think it's important he did. So thank you to the Focheks, the Shermans, and to Arielle and Alex. I was with Arielle in the early innings of planning the wedding, and it took a lot of work. So I'm really excited to celebrate Neil's big weekend. I think everybody when I say that we're all super stoked to be here. I also want to thank Shannon Mullen, who, in addition to introducing you guys, kind of helped Arielle weeks for me to realize that she's actually way funnier than I am, but a little more understated. She quickly became one of my best friends. She is a very patient listener. She's a fabulous wing woman. She takes a genuine interest in all of her friends and in all of the details of her friends' lives, and often knows, I have found, what's best for you before you do. She also, of course, has an amazing sense of humor. So for those of you who haven't seen her do her gymnastics routine in a New York City street or in front of your grandparents and your family, you're really missing out, and I think this is your opportunity to explore that. So Arielle has also been, over the years, semi-adopted, well, fully adopted into my family, and after my mom and my sister met Arielle, I would call them for advice, and both of them independently would say, well, what does Arielle think? I was like, I would say, what do you guys think? So I always pictured Arielle as someone who was smart, funny, thoughtful, and kind, who had a side part, wore Nantucket Reds, who loved golden retrievers as much as he loved his family, and who wore Patagonia vests, like in all seasons. And I really mean this, I didn't actually think that Alex existed until I met him. So I heard about him for a long time from the Ridgewood girls, and was very happy when I got to adopt him too. I knew I loved Alex when Arielle invited/dragged him to my family's house one winter weekend. It was a long weekend, like 3 years ago. For context, it's important that everyone knows that my family is a little bit like a fraternity that nobody wants to join. And Alex was a total champ. Like, sat there, absorbed our jokes, like lobbed in a really funny dry joke at the totally appropriate times. And unfortunately for him, my mom then also kind of fell in love with Alex. And so anytime Arielle came up in conversation, my mom would be like, I can't believe they found each other, and can you believe he's Jewish? So I think we all know that sometimes our friends end up with people we aren't always excited to hang out with. The second that, sorry, I have to read from notes, that Alex and Arielle got serious, I always wanted Alex at my girls' dinners with Arielle. Arielle mentioned once in passing that Lenore and Neil were hosting a Passover dinner in New York, and that Oli and Andy were in town. And I don't think it was an invitation, but I leaned in really hard because I'm not missing that, especially Coop was in town too. And anyone who knows both of them knows that their families are amazing, and there was no chance I was going to miss out on that. So I showed up. We had the best time ever, or I did. And then Lenore told me that either I needed to sit down or head out because dinner was being served. And as we were walking out, Neil was like, I'll take you to the elevator. And this is before Alex proposed, which was a long time. And we get to the elevator, and I looked at Neil and I was like, thank you so much for having me. And I was like, I really hope we have something to celebrate soon. And he was like, so Arielle and Alex have been generous enough to include me as their third wheel on many occasions, and I have to say that as much love as I have for Arielle, I love hanging out with the two of them together. So we've done a lot of long weekends in Quag, in New York. I'm really sorry, Alex, that you're kind of stuck with me for the rest of your life. I love you guys so much. I feel so grateful for your friendship, and I'm so excited to celebrate. So thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. That was Alex Oliver. Anyone who has spent time in the Sherman household knows that if you want the facts, you need to talk to the women in the family. Next up to offer us her perspective is the sister of the groom, Heather Sherman.
Heather, and I have the distinct pleasure of being Alex's younger sister and only sibling. I know it may come as a surprise for many of you, but I've actually lived with Alex the longest. Yes, even longer than Owen. Before I really get started on Alex and Arielle, I would just like to point out the irony of them selecting Klettner Ranch as their wedding venue. Throughout my life, Alex was always disgusted by the faintest smell of horses and their associated odors, which admittedly often accompanied me. So you can imagine my shock when Alex informed me that they were getting married on a horse ranch. Despite all my efforts to desensitize you over the years and get you accustomed to the smell, I know I wasn't successful. So as an early wedding gift, Alex, here are some nose plugs for tomorrow. As Alex's youngest sister, I've had a very important and unique role in choosing the man that is sitting here tonight. As far as I'm concerned, the first 2.5 years of his life were boring and insignificant. And then I arrived on the scene and Alex was no longer the one and only star of the Sherman family. I'm not sure Alex would agree with me, but I'm fairly confident that his early achievements and successes can actually be traced back to my intervention. First of all, when he was born, Aunt Roz and Uncle Mark decided that a puppy would be a good baby gift for Alex. But did Alex do anything about it for the first 3 years of his life? No. He waited for me to learn to speak and stamp my feet and make a daily demand for a puppy. When I was about 3, I was the one to finally convince our parents for our first dog, Chip. And since that day, our home has always had a 4-legged sibling. When I was pretty young, Alex came to my first dance recital. This inspired him to take hip-hop lessons for the next few years. While his bouncing bowl cut may be long gone, his rhythm and confidence on the dance floor have stuck with him all these years. So really, you can all thank me when you see his dance moves on the floor tomorrow night. A few years later, Alex decided to run for school president in 5th grade at Ridge School. The competition was tough, so I convinced him that I need to be his campaign manager, as I'd be able to get the entire 3rd grade vote. Needless to say, I secured the big win again. And even though his political career was short-lived, he remained undefeated thanks to my efforts. As we got older, I continued to impact Alex's athletic, social, and fashion successes. I would play lacrosse goalie in our backyard so he could practice shots, which is why he ultimately became a professor. When he was learning to drive, I would shout and dance to loud music in the backseat, mimicking his drunk friends, so he would know how to avoid distractions, which I know is an extremely valuable skill later on at the Dartmouth. Although Taylor may like to take credit for this, believe it or not, I was actually the first person to introduce Alex to Vineyard Vines after seeing their stand up at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. If it weren't for that pastel bow tie and cummerbund for prom, who knows if Alex would have still won high school class prep alongside then Shannon Nolan, which is an award he continues to relish to this day. Alex and I have always been extremely close, which I know is quite special and unique. Rather than fight against each other, we realized at a young age we were better as a team, especially when tackling mom and dad, especially mom. Alex, you took many for the team and made a terrific guinea pig in testing out how mom and dad would react to speeding tickets, house parties, and the torturous college application process. While growing up, we traveled often as a family, something we all enjoyed so much. As we got older, Alex and I were often seated together, especially when mom and dad got upgraded to first class. Alex would often complain that I wasn't good airplane company because I would sleep for the entire duration of the flight, regardless of how long it was. Little did he know that his future partner would be the exact opposite of me and would require his constant attention. Once we were in college, Alex and I traveled on our own a few times. One of the more memorable trips was to an inexpensive, all-inclusive resort in Mexico, where Alex and I were seated at the romantic couples table and serenaded by the mariachi. Needless to say, we couldn't stop laughing for the next few days. Even at a young age, we recognized that travel created indelible memories and lots of funny stories that were best shared with family, and we could relive and recount endlessly. On one family trip to the Caribbean, Alex and I made a pact that when we were older, one of us was going to buy the private island, and the other sibling was going to buy the private jet to get us there. While this dream may still be a few years away, Arielle, I'm now counting on you to help fulfill this dream. I am so excited that the two of you will honeymoon in Africa, my favorite place. Oh, and by the way, that first African safari trip, you can thank me for that. While I've had a lot of success in molding Alex, try as I might, I was never able to get Alex to change his natural pace. The phenomenon otherwise known as Alex time. Alex has the uncanny ability to operate on his own time schedule, regardless of what is socially acceptable. He is never in a rush, and is always on the cusp of being late. Yet it doesn't seem to bother him at all. Anyone who has ever lived with him knows of his legendary daily, or more often than daily, 30-plus minute showers. I can shower, blow dry my hair, put makeup on, change my outfit a few times, and still be ready before Alex is even out of the shower. I often wondered who in the world would put up with this, as it drove us all crazy. In a casual cab ride in New York City in November 2015, I got my first clue that there was someone who might be able to tolerate Alex. Alex finally let me in on what he thought was the big secret, that he was seeing someone. Thinking he was rather sly, he shared this news with me, but still hadn't told our parents. He would hold out for another month or so before telling them too. Another perfect example of Alex time. Little did he know, and I won't throw anyone under the bus here by naming names, but I, along with my parents, had multiple sources informing us of this news way before he did. Alex gave me the quote-unquote heads up, which was always a tip for something momentous, that he was going to tell Mom and Dad about Arielle that day at lunch in Vail. Knowing what was coming, I took it upon myself to suggest a round of Bloody Marys. In perfect Alex time fashion, he waited until nearly the end of the meal before he finally broke the news. Unfortunately, I left for Florida for the next few months and didn't have the opportunity to meet Arielle until April. In fact, the first time I met Arielle, I actually met my entire family. I knew it was serious since Alex only invites very select people to Sherman Passover Seder's, like Sean, who had joined us in the past. It was a lot to process in one night, but I remember looking around the table, knowing that this was something very special. Arielle may have been warned about me, but I was immediately impressed. I realized I really had done a good job with Alex if he was able to snatch up this incredible Arielle, you are absolutely stunning, both inside and out, smart, confident, and one of the most generous people I know. I admire the way you have completely immersed yourself into all aspects of Alex's life while remaining true to who you are. Most girls I knew had always wished for a sister. Honestly, growing up with Alex, we had so much fun together that I never really wanted another sibling. But now that I have Arielle, I'm thrilled to have a sister, and I got the bonus of Alexis too. And I'm so happy to welcome you both into my life. a family and close behind friendship. I used to make fun of Alex for having such a large group of friends that all seemed somehow connected. I never thought Alex could find someone who could not only accept his world, but also have an equally large group that could easily be integrated together. You're both so fortunate to have so many wonderful people who adore you. How amazing it is to be surrounded by all this love this weekend. Speaking of love, most of you don't know this, but tomorrow would have been our grandmother's 98th birthday. I know Grandma would have been thrilled with Alex's choice of Arielle and would think this whole weekend was very nice. So, Arielle, my mission is complete, and I pass Alex off to you. And I know you will continue the task I began 30 years ago of helping Alex be the best version of himself. With you by his side, I know this will happen. But no worries, you can't get rid of me that easily. I will always be there for both of you. So with that, Alex and Arielle, cheers. Alex, we may continue forever to argue who is a favorite child, but Arielle, you will forever be the favorite sister-in-law and daughter-in-law in the Sherman family.
Next up, we have from Lehigh. Arielle's full squad. Please welcome Becky, Sky, and Allie.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Actually, why do you say that?
Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know us, we're Arielle's friends from Lehigh. And before we divulge into Arielle's deepest, darkest secrets of the Hill at Lehigh, we'd like to thank the Bochecks and the Shermans for such an amazing evening and weekend ahead. We're so excited to celebrate Arielle and Alex, and you both, as always, look fabulous today.
With the opportunity to give this speech, we thought about how it's actually quite difficult to roast Arielle. She's smart, pretty, funny, and hardworking. Truly one of a kind. In every stage of her young adult and adult life, going to college, living in New York, and being with Alex, she is perfect.
So, let's look a little deeper into college Arielle. We will call this Arielle 1.0. On paper, Arielle 1.0 epitomized the work hard, play hard mentality. She was a double major in integrated business and engineering, which required a minimum GPA of 3.85. She was the treasurer of her sorority. She was a D1 field hockey player. She was an a cappella singer. And last but not least, she was a Lehigh admissions tour guide. However, let's take a look at Arielle 1.0 off the record. She was cited by her freshman hall RA while wearing an ugly Christmas vest, along with her really good friend Gina McBarb, who, by the way, sends her regards. She might have been arrested at a fraternity party, refused a breathalyzer, and represented herself in local Bethlehem City Court on her own and won her own case.
Speaking of representing herself, she represented her sorority in a beauty pageant and sported a bikini while singing Every Time We Touch by Cascade in front of the entire freshman, sophomore, and junior classes at Lehigh.
Now, let's take a deeper look into post-college Arielle, New York City Arielle. We'll call this Arielle 2.0. And on paper, Arielle 2.0 has a great job in sales and trading and is killing it as a young female associate on Wall Street.
She lives with her best friend from home, Amy Schneider, now Amy, and in the West Village, and later buys her dream apartment on University Place.
Arielle has a very close circle of friends, and she always enjoys organizing get-togethers and Sunday fun days at Village Tavern, Hudson Hound, and late nights at Automatic Slims. However, off the record, New York City Arielle 2.0 will occasionally go home during the workday to take a nap.
She has turned her dream apartment into the aftermath of a nuclear bomb site. It is littered with shrapnel of bohemian garb and chunky costume jewelry.
She started to make herself known amongst the Dartmouth alumni scene in New York City. However, this off-the-record activity actually turned into the best decision of her life.
Now this takes us to Arielle with Alex. Arielle 3.0, aka the soon-to-be Arielle Sherman, on paper, comes from a well-rounded and loving Jewish family who likes to frequent the country club just as much as the synagogue. A perfect combo for her soon-to-be hubby. And she's also a loving aunt to Cooper and sister Lexi.
Plans to move to New Jersey, between New York City, it's right between New York City and Pennsylvania.
Arielle and Alex are the most sociable couple. They always make the effort with family and friends.
Arielle mocks her soon-to-be hubby's country club chic attire and coveted catalog subscription of the Ben Silver menswear.
Arielle is a seamless VIP customer, cooking only in her Instapot with a refrigerator full of condiments.
Arielle enjoys a night out, but she also enjoys indulging in back-to-back episodes of Southern Charm and other trash Bravo favorites.
Of all of your decisions and accomplishments, on or off the record, we feel that your decision to be with Alex has been the best one yet. You complement and truly bring out the best in each other. And as the acclaimed music artist Justin Timberlake once said, it's like he's your mirror is staring back at you. You couldn't get any bigger with anyone else beside of you. And now it's clear as this promise that you're making two reflections into one. Because it's like you're each other's mirror. Your mirror is staring back at you.
Arielle has always been the most level-headed and supportive friend who has wholeheartedly showed up for each of us to celebrate the fun times and also to help us through the hard times.
She has been the best ring shopping assistant to perhaps all of us, and someone who we have looked to for the past 15 years for sound advice, whether it be on our careers, relationships, and of course, fashion.
It's hard to imagine Arielle without Alex. And Alex, you're lucky to have snagged the most wise, logical, yet down for anything type of gal. We love you, Ari, and we love you, Alex, for loving our Ari. Let's get this party started.
Next up, we're going to have a couple quick words from my dear friend Rob Castle, fresh off the conference call from Tokyo. Garden City's finest. Rob, get up here, please.
All right. Well, whatever anyone tells you, Sean, you are pretty funny. I'm going to start with the usual thank yous. And the Bochecks and the Shermans could not be thanking you more for an unbelievable weekend. Most importantly, we're thanking Arielle, who is so stunning, and finding our name here. Thank you for that. And now I'm going to turn to the best looking, kindest, gentlest, and really most skilled man in the room. Neil, thanks for being here. But honestly, you passed all those trees down to your son. And he is truly one of the best out there, the best men that all of us know, and are so blessed to be a part of his circle. And I think importantly, as we think about Arielle and Alex as a couple, they are there. Alex is not a text guy. He actually calls you, which is so rare these days. He does it. He calls you, and like, why the hell is my phone ringing? It's such a nice thing to have. And what it means to me is that Alex and Arielle are there so much for their friends, which means they will be there together when it matters. And we're so happy to be here. I love you.
Good boy, Bobby. Next, we're going to have a little bit of an audible. We're going to hear from both the matchmaker, Shannon Mullen-Karchis, get up here, and also Ashley Amo Taylor. Wherever. She's coming in. She's coming in hot. Just for context, I heard Sherman give a particularly scorching speech at the Amo Taylor nuptials, so I'm sure she'll go easy on you, but let's hear it for Shannon. Ashley.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Taylor, and this is Shannon Karchis, and we are two of Alex's friends from Ridgewood. Great job. Yeah, very good. Most here probably know us as Amo or Mullen, or most lovingly, the members of the Girl Gang of Five, which is known as the Nerd Herd, which Alex and the other misfit GW middle school boys named us. So now I'm thinking to myself, Sherman was definitely not the guy who gave us the name Nerd, but he didn't help our cause at all. In fact, I find it ironic that a redheaded ginger rocking a strong bowl cut, often dressed in offensive pastel ensemble, called us nerds. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. Also, from a purely academic standpoint, Sherman was by far the nerdiest. He tutored my sister and I for the SATs, fact, and got into Dartmouth without athletic help. Not something Team Taylor did, that's for sure. Also, cherry on top, Alex was a recreational jazz dancer. As in, come on, that's the best ammo we have here. Come on, we got pictures, we're fine. Tori's got him. That's the other Herd member in the Spotlight studio, and I heard his tap moves were on point, and he transitioned into the hip-hop portion of his career after. So, in college, one of the hardest lacrosse opponents that I played against, both in skill and in fan heckling, was Dartmouth. And I'm sure a few of you have spotted out here tonight. And they took no mercy. And I'm sure some of you remember maybe the Princeton game, and everyone, they had a scouting report on everyone. So, and it wasn't like, oh, you're good at, cutting or goals. It was like they knew who you were. So I'm standing on the field, and they're like, oh, number 11, big tan, big butt. Yeah, I got it. It's easy. They can make fun of me for that. But then they started yelling, your boyfriend's young, you cradle robber. I'm like, what? How do they know this? And in the back of my mind, I'm like, Sperminator. He gave up the inside scoop on me. Like, this is my friend. So, anyway, even after we went our separate ways, we graduated college, and we all came back to New York. My favorite day recently was when my husband was playing round 27 of golf in May. Love you. And Arielle was in California. I asked Alex if he was around, he wanted to meet for brunch with my 1-year-old daughter, Annie. And let's be honest, most guys would have no bid for this. Like, I don't want to go to brunch with this girl and her 1-year-old. And I was like, you know what, it's great, where do you want to meet? So we met at Claudette, guzzling rosé like there was a drought, and me at least. And the woman next to us was like, wow, your baby is so cute. You guys are lucky parents. Now I was like, no. I'm Uncle Alex. I'm Uncle Alex. And funny enough, Annie does have a tin of red hair, so you know what I'm saying.
his best qualities. He's smart and hardworking. He is supportive and loyal. And lastly, he's going to make a great husband and dad. And Arielle, you are the whole package. You're classy, you're elegant, you're the ultimate fashionista, and you are intelligent, driven, and have a great sense of humor. From the moment I met you at the Red Lion until the week he proposed, my conversations with Alex were pretty simple and straightforward. Don't screw this up. When are you proposing? Just do it already. You guys make a great team, and never forget you're in this wild ride together. The highs and the lows. For nights like tomorrow night, and for nights at 1 a.m. with a screaming baby Sherman. We're excited to share in the good times ahead.
So I'm here to clean up Ashley's dirt, but about 8 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago, in the only efficiently run process ever in the history of Deutsche Bank, I was handed 2 resumes. One was a Stoner Parker House bartender who had recently caddied for the guy who sat next to me. The other was Arielle. As you can imagine, the answer was clear. In fact, I was actually the only person who voted against hiring Arielle. I kind of wanted the Free Spring Lakers, so I went with the other guy. But the world has a way of righting itself. Some call it karma. I call it a not-so-gentle reminder from Lenore. But the forces that be had me tunnel-visioned on finding a girl for Alex. Arielle and I met for drinks, and she mentioned she was recently single, and she had a thing for bratty, redhead, Jewish, bowl-cut boys. I might have not IV'd, but I can connect the dots. You don't need a Dartmouth education for this, folks. So, after running through a few important first questions, what's your appetite for critter shorts, Madras blazers, cornucopia, Patagonia products, I thought we might have a match here. The first day was a success. I was like, oh, he's so nice, whatever. And then came the second date. Alex, being the nerd we know he all is, clearly Googled, where's a cool place to take a girl on a second date? And he ended up at the happiest hour in the West Village, where, to his utter hell, so were all the Ridgewood girls. Except Arielle and Alex were sober, and we were not. As one would expect, Alex panicked, Arielle laughed, and Ashley tortured. But she, well, really he, survived, and here we all are tonight. I was thinking a lot about this, and I remember the last time that a lot of people were together to celebrate Alex. No Lenore, not Neil, not his 18th birthday in Mountain Ave. I said we remembered it. His bar mitzvah. Memorable, well, because it was clearly the only one I've ever attended, but also because it had an aggressive dance floor, something I'm relying on Rob Castle's like boat thing, whatever, row boat to come. Oh, hello! I just won for the night with that. But more importantly, because it was filled with so many important people who cared so deeply for Alex, and those people were all from so many different cruise groups, ways of life, etc. I'm incredibly lucky to be one of the cast of hundreds who considers Alex and Arielle one of their best friends. I wanted to make sure I didn't screw this up. Like, it was my one setup ever, so like, it was my hope. And I asked Arielle how things were going with Alex, and been like, whatever, a little bit of a tough time. And she said to me, she's like, Shannon, I honestly say the best day with Alex is better than any day before I do. Sorry, I totally screwed this up. This is a killer speech. The worst day with Alex. Restart. The worst day with Alex is better than the best day before I met him. And that's actually totally a true story, in all honesty. And I can't think of 2 people who are more easier, interesting, funny, happier to hang out with. And My work here's done. Our friendship never is. Thank you to the chairman for
Next up, we have Kristen Loveson. Kristen is one of Arielle's.
From the moment I met Arielle, when we were kids, and I didn't know how to ice skate, and I was crying vigorously, as normal, she has always had my back, like really had my back. Arielle is one of the most strongest, smartest, grounded and loyal friends in my life, always encouraging me, protecting me, and supporting me through all the different monumental moments in our lives. Everything. I'm so excited Arielle has found a partner who does these exact things for her. Together, you two are beautiful as partners, and I couldn't be any more excited and overjoyed to be celebrating you both becoming the Shermans. I love you both deeply, and I will always be here to support you through all our future moments together. So, my short and sweet.
Thank you, Kristen. Next up here, we're going to need a little encouragement. It takes a lot of guts to get up here and speak when you aren't comfortable with feeling, talking in front of a crowd. So let's give a warm welcome to Dartmouth's favorite introvert, Arielle.
I just want to start with a few words here. Lehigh, Dartmouth, Allentown, Alex Oliver. Oh, good. Bridgewood. All right. So first of all, I'm an emotional guy.
So is Neil.
Like Sean said, so is Neil, which is one of the best cannot relate. Yeah, so if I do get choked up tonight, it's because I just had a child 6 months ago. I'm like, hormones are racing. I want to thank Neil and Lenore. You guys have been like second parents to all of us. You've been so hospitable, gracious. We've had great times together. You have welcomed all of us guys as if we were your own, and it's not something we take for granted. So thank you for that. And Vojaks, I mean, we just met on stage today. I don't know how you guys are feeling. I kind of feel like something special is brewing. Let's go with it, right? When I started writing my roast now, about 4 hours ago, I really kept coming back to just one thing, and it's this innate ability Alex has. I mean, it's literally like a 30-second event, right, that happened, and he takes 30 minutes to tell this haunting, elaborate story. It's amazing, right? The detail he recounts is just phenomenal. But when I finally got over that, Cora reminded me that it's a toast, not a roast. And she said, well, what do you love about Al? And that's a good question. So thought for a few hundred minutes, and then it was pretty easy. So I'll start with my list of things I love about Al. It's Arielle. So my name is Riley. I went to Dartmouth with Alex. Nice, thank you. Yeah, Ridgeway with the eye. high school with Taylor, and Taylor took me and his mutual friend, my mutual friend Alex, to a Dave Matthews Band concert sophomore year of high school.
Whoa!
Dave Matthews, yeah. First place I got trouble was the Dave Matthews Band concert. It was not that bad, it was the year before. But what that means is that Alex has stood by my side through a lot, right? A foot and a half of growth, a decade of horrific acne, several hundred pong games, stood by my side at my own wedding. But this weekend isn't about me. As every person that has had the microphone has said so far, it's about you. So that joke was original, but what I'm trying to say is that Alex just gets me, and he really always has. My immediate answer to Court's question, what do you love about Alex, was his ability to deeply and genuinely care for and about those around you. When Alex asks you how you are, how your wife and kid are, he means it. He listens. When advice is needed, he gives you advice. When like a borderline funny, dry joke is needed or not, he gives it to you. But at the end of the day, Alex is always there. He's just always there, and I love that about you, man. He's loyal. I told you I get choked up. He's loyal, he's dependable. It hurts my heart to say, but he's funny too. He's so high integrity, and he doesn't take himself or life too seriously. So since college, I've lived mostly across the country from Alex. And we've stayed in such great touch and so close, 95% because Alex calls me. The other 5 were butt dials. It's not just that Alex is there, it's that he makes time, right? Where the rest of us are incapable of making time for those that are close to us, Alex finds time. He genuinely digs in and finds time. And I admire that about you, Al. I don't have another friend, myself included, that makes such an effort to stay close to those important to him. And I care about that, about you, so thank you for digging in. The only 2 people who let me know that my voicemail is full are my mom and Sherman. So what I've found in Sherm is a friend that, despite my flaws and my imperfections, continues to love me for me and continues to make me better. Which is why I'm so elated that Sherm has found Arielle. Because despite his few imperfections and flaws, she continues to love Sherm for Sherm, and she continues to make him better. Arielle, Sherm has done a lot of memorable and great things for me, but you take the cake. Court and I are grateful for our friendship, the trips we've shared, the trips we have to look forward to, and all the memories that we're going to make. You two are equally lucky to have found one another. We're so excited to celebrate you two and the love you share. To Al and Arielle.
Next, let's hear from the person who's arguably known and been friends with Arielle the longest. For making Arielle eat glue at Swain to the West Village, she's been there every step of the way. Please welcome Amy Adelson.
Hi, I'm Amy. I've had the pleasure of knowing Arielle for most of my life as we grew up in Allentown. I can drink. Arielle and I have had a lot of really great times. However, it's the challenges that make any friendship stronger. Like the time when we were about 4 years old, and I apparently forced her to eat Elmer's glue, which my joke was taken. I have no recollection of this, but we must have had an early bond because who would listen to someone telling them to eat glue? But our relationship continued to blossom in more conventional ways. Playing high school and club field hockey together, where we'd have to dodge goose poop at MA. Or one of my favorite memories, when we were in Palm Springs for a field hockey tournament together, and our goalie, Debbie, stormed into our room, panicked, saying, "Help, I just called 911. We all said, "Debbie, how'd you do that?" Well, I dialed 9 to get out, 1 for the area code, and then 1 for 1-800. It was very tricky for Debbie. We also spent a significant amount of time together in New York as roommates, where we had to deal with some really crappy living situations. Walking up 4 flights every day, unwanted critters, and when our ceiling collapsed because the kid above us left the water on. That was fun. I have shared such wonderful times with Air, and we have seen each other at our best and worst. But it's always very special to see one of your very good friends meet the love of their life and how happy that person makes them feel. Alex, not only are you extremely smart, handsome, and of course, always dressed in the best Patagonia vest, you are the perfect match for Arielle. You make her feel so loved and so special. Aaron cannot wait to watch you get married tomorrow to the love of your life, and we all know how gorgeous you will look walking down the aisle. So, I don't have a glass, and I can't drink, but everyone else has great control.
We have another next up, we have Arielle's friend from New York. She lives in Maine, has a dog, Ellie, and was recently voted Teacher of the Year at St. Bernard's. Let's go, teachers. Teachers. Please welcome Annie Sestra.
Thank you to the Shermans and the Kojaks for having us, and the beautiful couple. I'm just winging it because that's what kindergarten teachers do. So I met the beautiful bride-to-be in 2009. Thank you to Sky Lehman. That's Sky! We had our glory days. Fast forward, Arielle moved in with me. We met our husbands-to-be. Here we are. We're all so happy. Yay! I'm so grateful for such a generous, kind, loving, empathetic, sweet person, and you found your soulmate. He is amazing. He has welcomed us and Ellie with open arms, and he is ready for every adventure. Some of his first dates were on our couch when Arielle and I were roommates, and he just kept going. Hanging out. We have a Moya takeout. So to the beautiful couple, we're so excited for you. Can't be more excited to be in Santa Barbara. And yay to the last week of summer vacation. Cheers to the beautiful couple.
And last up, it's my turn to offer. My turn to offer my grammatically correct thoughts not to exceed 5 minutes. I met Alex in the fall of 2004, both of us entering Dartmouth as freshmen living in the Gold Coast dorms. Though I was on the tennis team in high school, I had never seen anything like this Jewish guy from Ridgewood. A lethal combination of madras and a recovering bowl cut made him a social force I could not deny. I'm not sure if it was my skinny fat torso or my thumb ring, but he clearly felt the same. We became fast friends. Freshman turned to sophomore year, and we took our talents to the hallowed halls of Theta Delta Chi. A fraternity primarily lauded for its rigorous academic standards. Moving into the house sophomore summer would be my first experience living with Alex, but it certainly would not be my last. After 4 years of bringing the world of academia to its knees, we entered New York as titans of industry, both doing our parts to restore confidence to the financial markets at the end of 2008. Though we did live together initially, the only evidence the first year was his steady supply of body hair on the bathroom floor. Just wasn't around. At one point, we had to print missing posters for Al as the demands of a career in leveraged finance began to erode his social responsibilities. But once he surgically removed his BlackBerry, we, along with our roommates Owen, Rob, and Ann, had 5 incredible years living together and experiencing all that the city had to offer. From late nights at the Drift in Casey's in West Hampton, to whatever party Ambrose was throwing in Canal. We drank our way through our early 20s and had a blast doing it. And then life slowly got in the way. A shockwave rippled through the women of New York City in 2013 as the once dominant social and sexual juggernaut 11 West 17th Street fractured into several pieces. I moving with my girlfriend and now wife, and Alex moving in with his sister wives, Dave and Owen. We are not sure where Todd went. After 6 consecutive years of living with Alex, I now face the harsh reality of not having my best friend at my fingertips. But for those of you who know Sherm, and as we've heard tonight, distance does not exist. Regardless of how far away I moved, the guy simply would not leave me alone. The best thing about Alex, aside from Arielle, is his ability to not only form but also maintain friendships. He's the glue that holds our entire friend group together. If I need an update on Riley's move to Boulder, or Rob's moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, I can always count on Sherman to give me the now. So unsurprisingly, Alex and I didn't skip a beat. From numerous saves at the Shermans, to countless group dinners, trips, and ultimately standing with me on my wedding day as a groomsman. Sherman has been a fixture of my life I couldn't do without. I am gonna cry. Insert generic segue to Arielle here. Arielle came into our lives late summer 2015, just after I had gotten married. I know a few of you are probably thinking, what if? What was obvious to me from the start was that Arielle was entirely too cool for sure. Her combination of style, class, and beauty made for an interesting complement to his chipped front tooth. Let's just say it was clear early on that Al was in way over his head. But then I watched as Arielle magically began to replace me. It was her asking for seconds of gefilte fish after the 4 questions. And taking long weekend trips to Quag. It was her teeing up the Chinese order and meeting with Alex to wake up at 2 p.m. on Saturdays. And to all of our joy and amazement, she ultimately replaced me as his roommate. By the time he proposed, the writing was already on the wall. I was out, Arielle was out. And that brings us to tomorrow. That, along with a cross-country flight, 2-hour drive, and 3-hour time change. From a former roommate to the future lifelong roommate, I have some thoughts. And
Top 10?
this is stuff you guys already know, but I feel like crying. Arielle, while I can't say enough how incredible you are and how beautiful you look tonight, I think it's you who have hit the jackpot. Alex is the most caring individual I've ever met and will always put you above himself, as he does with his friends and family. Speaking of family, you are joining the Jewish House Lannister. Everything you give to the Shermans, they return to you exponentially. I said congratulations to Lenore at the engagement party, and she offered to be my emergency call when Katie went into labor and delivered us a full Thanksgiving dinner. These are incredible people, and I hope you get as much joy out of being part of the family as I have. You also get Neil, but you knew that already. Lastly, if you want to grow old with Alex, I hope you're ready to grow old with me. I've had him for roughly 50% of my life with no sense of style. Which brings me to Alex. Al, first I want to thank you for your incredible friendship over the years and the opportunity to stand up with there with you tomorrow. You've been a brother to me, and I consider it a great honor. So thank you. One piece of advice, aside from do not correct the rabbi's grammar. We talked a little bit about how Arielle was out of your league. Indeed, she is. So, as tomorrow turns to the next day, turns to the rest of your lives, remember how lucky you are and make sure she knows you know. It's a very easy thing to forget. Also, marriage is a friendship first, which happens to be a specialty of yours. So trust your instincts and you'll be fine. Lastly, I know I speak for everyone in this room, whether from Dartmouth, or Lehigh, or Ridgewood, or Allentown. And especially I speak for Alex Oliver in the back. And I say we love you both. Can't wait to celebrate with you guys tomorrow. Cheers to your prosperity, to your good health and happiness, and most importantly, to life, and to your life together. We'll